Okie dokie. Morning, folks. This is the second review of what I like to call fake fidgets. They're counterfeit or copied or reproduced unofficial versions of the famous Fidget Cube that just ran a successful Kickstarter campaign with $6.5 million. Unfortunately, a lot of Chinese factories have decided to copy their design and rip it off, and they are now selling them everywhere, pretty much. You may have seen the video from yesterday I posted of this cube, which came all the way from China. It's an extremely nice cube. It's made out of really nice feeling vinyl. It's got all the functions working as specified by Antsy Labs, who are the original creators of the Fidget Cube, and it's just a really nice little anxiety fidgety toy. It's great. I really like it. I was playing with it all day yesterday, and it's brilliant. So I put that one to one side. This morning, as promised, my contact sent me this one, which is one of the ones that have just arrived in massive amounts. Have just come into the UK and the US and all over the place. We're here in the UK. It is Friday, November the 18th, 2016, as you can see. And so we'll take a look at this. This came this morning. The person I spoke to got them in yesterday. They came on 3-day DHL express delivery from China, right out the factory. These are as new as they get, pretty much. As you can see, it's a smaller, flatter box, slightly different design to the one we had yesterday. I'll just grab the top part of that. So here's the main part of the box from yesterday. You can see it's got nice embossed writing on it there for the name. It's a really nice design box, and the base for it has got a nice little holder where your Fidget Cube lives when you're not using it. It's a really nice design. This one, it actually uses a very similar design, but if I put them side by side, you will see. Okay, you will see that I'm not going to push that all the way down, but you should be able to see that the one from China, the high quality one we reviewed yesterday, is a much taller box than the one that's come today. And the one from yesterday is a really sturdy, solid box. This one is a little bit flimsy. It bends easy. I haven't taken it out of the box yet. I've just popped the top because I tried to open it with two hands, and that was pretty difficult. So you can see I made quite a mess of opening it. So yeah, the box is slightly different and a bit squidgy. I can feel packaging in there, so we'll open it up. Okay, so this is a black and red cube. I didn't specify a colour when I ordered. I just told him to send the first one he had to hand, and the best one, you know, the one that would look good for the camera to do, you know, a proper review of. As you can see, it's enclosed in 2 pieces of vacuum molded plastic, maybe heat molded, but molded sort of thermoplastic type stuff. It's quite solid in there. It's got quite a lot of protection from swishing on the outside, but like I say, the box is much lower quality and doesn't look as nice as the other one. Let's turn it upside down, try and get this out with one hand. Okay, so let's pull the top layer, and that exposes our cube. Okay, Yeah, it's quite snugly in there. There we go. It slips out. So you can see it's been moulded quite well. So I mean, as packaging goes, it's pretty standard packaging for a Chinese product. The one from yesterday is fairly unusual to have that high quality of packing, whereas this one is much more like you'd expect from a Chinese product, cheap Chinese product that is. Okay, so the cube straight away. This is the first time I picked it up and holding it. Same sort of weight as the other one. It is. I can feel that it is vinyl. It also slips out your hand, but it is vinyl. Again, the edges all match up as they should do. It's good quality vinyl they've used. It feels okay. It's a little shinier than the other one. The other one's kind of a matte finish. This one's more of a sort of glossy finish, but it's okay. I don't mind it. It feels okay in the hand. It's a good weight as the other one, and you can access all the bits. So first we'll look at the joystick. It's slightly higher mounted than the other one. It's got a slightly longer stalk. Okay, that's interesting. So this one you can actually push up and down like a button, which is cool. Okay, it moves around okay. It hasn't got the same amount of movement that the one we reviewed yesterday has, but it's okay. It's got enough. It's enough to have it in your hand and kind of, you know, imagine you've got a game controller or something. It's a similar sort of amount of movement that you get on an Xbox controller, I'd say. So it's okay. That's okay. I don't mind that. That's pretty good. This is dial. Okay, it's got, just see it's got a bit of grip there for your finger. Again, straight away, same as yesterday, I can feel that's on a metal bearing. That's spinning really well. It's really well balanced, as is the one yesterday. I'm guessing that the internals of these things are probably pretty much the same. It's probably sitting on a 608Z or something bearing. But yeah, that spins around nice. Just you get a bit of tactile feedback, but it's much easier to move than the other one, which I don't like as much actually. I prefer the bit of tactile feedback that you get. So move on to the next bit, which is the worry stone or the worry cube bit. Not much to say about that. It's vinyl. It feels nice and shiny and nice. It will probably take a bit more punishment than the one we had yesterday, because it's got that gloss finish on it. But it's fine. You know, if you're anxious, just, you know, it's okay. We'll come to the buttons in a second. We'll go to the switch. So the switch looks pretty much the same switch as the other one. It's yeah, it feels the same as well. It's got the same sort of clicky, loud noise. So you got nice satisfying click, or you can put your thumb on, your finger on, and you get a silent one. That clicking you can hear is off the buttons on the back, not from the switch. The switch you can do silently. So that's okay. Quite like that. It's fine. Okay, the front of the cube, there we go, the iconic Fidget Cube front, that's plastered around everywhere. Again, same layout as one from yesterday. It seems to have same dials in it. I think you can just about see some gears through the gap there, and you can see their metal gears on there, which is good to know. I know some of the very cheap ones have used plastic gears and plastic internals, or they have just literally put a rod across and slung 3 wheels on it that just spin freely. Let's see what these ones do. Okay, that's okay. It's different to the other one. The other one kind of has got tactile feedback that sort of clicks as you move it. These ones are a little harsher. You can't spin them. The other ones, if you give them a good pull down, you know, you'll get a couple of rotations of spin out of them. But these ones are a little bit tighter. They may loosen up over time, but I'm guessing because of those metal gears you can just see in there, that's probably controlled from there. It does sound like metal on plastic, so that's what my guess would be. But that's actually quite cool. It's quite therapeutic, that, you know, they go back and forward nicely, and work well. So they're okay. Slightly different to the other one, but yeah, I don't mind that. That's okay. That's good. Okay, so the ball bearing looks pretty much the same. Yeah, so it's mounted exactly the same. It looks like it's probably the same ball bearing from the same manufacturer. Okay, so this one doesn't click down like the other one. The one we reviewed yesterday actually has a tactile dome beneath it, so you can click it. So the ball goes up and down, you can click it, and you can sort of move the ball around as well. This one, the ball moves really well. It sort of free spins actually. That's you can get it going. Actually, get that going quite quickly. But you haven't got the push down tactile feedback that you do with the other one. But you do have the benefit of having a very loose ball, which you can get a good spin out of, and that's okay. I like that. That's okay. Shame it doesn't have a tactile click on it, but yeah, this one did cost a few dollars more than the other one, but the other one did come direct from the manufacturer in China, whereas this one's come through a third party. So, and I paid for it in the UK from a UK seller. So this, you know, this really is probably a cheaper made cube. You know, the other one probably cost $2.50 to make, and this one probably cost $2 or something. Maybe even cheaper, and I don't know. I don't know what the prices are for these sort of things, but I'd guess this one's probably, you know, 10 or 20% cheaper. So finally, we move on to the dice buttons. There should be, I believe, 2 silent and 3 tactile. So we'll go through them one at a time. The first one, that's tactile. Actually, these are different again to the other one. The other cube uses more rubbery buttons. They're not actually, but they're kind of tubes that go down into tactile domes, whereas I actually think, I can't really see, there's no gap to have a look, but I think these are just tactile switches. But even so, that's a really nice satisfying click like you get off a ballpoint pen. So that's quite good. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, that one's a silent one. Again, you can feel it going down onto a tactile metal dome, but there's no click. So you still get the distance going down, but it doesn't click. Okay, move on to the middle one. Okay, the middle one's a tactile. Again, nice depth. Top left. Okay, so that's another silent one. Again, nice depth. You get a good feel of it coming back, but you just don't get the click. And then the last one, there we go, there's our tactile 3 then. So it's that one, it's tactile with a click. That one's tactile with a click in the middle. Bottom left is tactile with a click. And then this one and this one, they got a nice bit of spring on them, but they don't have the click. But that's exactly how it was designed, how the original was designed. But I believe the original had them next to each other, whereas this one has got them on opposite sides. But yeah, so that's good. I quite like that. The feedback feels nicer than the other cube actually, but I don't like the plastic buttons so much. I prefer the rubbery buttons, but these ones, because they are a hard plastic, they do give you a more audible sound, and you get more of a sense of the domes bending and clicking inside the cube. So we got a good ball down. The dials are nice and clicky. They're quite cool. It's quite cool. You can sort of move along and spin them one at a time. The joystick, like I say, it's nice that it goes up and down like an Xbox One joystick, and it moves around same as the other ones, but it doesn't have the same distance on it that the other one had. The top one's got the click switch, but it can go silent, same as the other one. That's cool. The dial spins really well. It's on a bearing, spins nice and easy. We've just done the buttons, so you got your silent buttons and you got your clicky buttons, which do have a really nice tactile feedback to them. Ball bearing spins beautifully. That's really well balanced in there, so you can get it moving. The worry stone's the worry stone. Like I say, it's a glossy cube, so your finger moves on it a bit easier, and it'll probably take a bit more punishment. But the whole cube itself, the plastic doesn't, or the vinyl, sorry, doesn't feel the same quality as the other one does. It's a gloss finish again instead of a matte. And yeah, so this is the second fake fidget I've had in. We've got some more on the way from two other manufacturers, which are different designs. We got one with some really bright colours coming, and we've got one of the translucent ones that you can see the parts inside almost, sort of like a frosted glass kind of effect coming. They're both coming direct from China, so they could be here tomorrow, they could be here in 2 weeks, I don't know. But as soon as they arrive, I will post a review up for you to see. As I've said, I really can't give you any links to sellers at the moment. I do have a couple of sellers I now know that sell decent products for a decent price and will guarantee it. This one is direct from the UK. There you go, you can see how that plunger goes down, like the joystick goes down like a plunger. But yeah, I've got one seller in the UK that's got loads of stock of this cube, and he's got all kinds of colours: white bodies, grey bodies, black bodies, and then different coloured buttons. He's got 13 or 14 colours in total he's got, and he's got over 1,000 units, so he does have them. I don't want to give out any links as yet. Please don't ask for the time being, because I want to see how Antsy Labs handle the fact that there is a very, very good fidget cube out there that almost, I think, does meet their specification, unless they've done something really fantastic. That other cube from yesterday is top notch. I mean, the quality, everyone I've showed it to has just been wowed by it. And, like, where can I get it? It's like, I'm sorry, I can't tell you. So, that's that one. This one, I mean, when it comes down to cash, if you ordered this one from China, it would probably be a couple of bucks, or I can't even say that. That one, was so stupidly cheap. But this one, it was, I think, £9.50 British sterling. So that's about $12, $13, depending on the on the currency of the day. So it's about twice the price of the other one, but this one ships free within the United Kingdom and to a lot of the European countries. So that is a benefit, and you'll get it next day delivery, or near enough, by Royal Mail first class. I'm guessing their sellers the same in America now on eBay who have got stock. If you do buy from eBay, and that's the only place I would say buy them from if you are absolutely going to get a fake fidget, then please be careful. Make sure you use a store like eBay, so that your payment is guaranteed, and if a product doesn't show up, you get your money back from PayPal rather than having to mess around with the seller. And avoid sites like GearBest and AliExpress and Alibaba and all those kind of sites, because they're dodgy as hell. You'll either end up with a horrible fake, and I'm trying to get a copy of one of the really bad ones, but they're actually harder to get than these two, which are both okay. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, so the black one from yesterday is the better cube. It's got a nicer feel to it. It's got a nicer bit of packaging. It's got really good features, and you know, it's just a really nice cube, and everyone I've showed it to has been sort of wowed by it. The box is much nicer. It's a box you can actually keep your cube in, you know, quite happily. That is a sturdy as hell box. All the writing is embossed. It's difficult to show you. There you go, the embossed writing on it. And it is, I mean, it's a solid box. You could throw that across the room and it wouldn't dent it. It's really good. It's a really nice design. This one, like I say, the box is flimsy, but it does have, you know, the protective plastic inside. So don't think there's anything underneath that, so it's just the plastic protecting it, but it is fairly solid. The cube overall rating, I wouldn't rate it as highly as the other one. A couple of the features, the buttons I do like, but I don't like the plastic buttons, but I like the feedback you get from them. If they could have the feedback of the other cube, the feedback of this cube with the buttons from the other cube, that would be perfect. The glide joystick is cool. It moves around like it should, and you can use it as another plunger button, which is cool. The switch is exactly the same as the other one. There's no difference there at all. The dials are more clicky, which is different than the other one. You can see they're on metal gears, so it's high quality, and you know, they work well. I really like that ball bearing, that you can sort of get it going really fast, and overall it's okay. So, you know, I think the one from yesterday, if I had to rate it for rip-offs, I'd give it a 9 out of 10, whereas the one today I would probably give I don't know, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, something like that. But it's okay. It's, you know, if you paid 10 quid for that, you know, $12, $13 for that, with free postage, I wouldn't complain at that. I mean, that's an alright product. It's only when you put it next to the higher quality one that you notice that it's not. If this one had come in first, I'd probably, you know, I'd be just as happy with that. Yeah. Now, if Antsy had sent me this one, I wouldn't be so happy, because it, you know, it's not as nice as the pictures they produce show. Whereas the other one looks exactly right. It feels right. I mean, people have, you know, questioned maybe it's, you know, maybe they got hold of the designs from Antsy, and I've been saying no, but thinking about it, it's so similar, and it's exactly as you know, as advertised. So who knows, maybe they got a quote, sent the factory the files, and they copied them, and that's the ones that are being produced in the high quality. But I'd call this a average quality. The other one a high quality. We're waiting for some low quality ones. I had a look at one yesterday that a friend of mine got, and it's terrible. He got 3 of them, and we busted one open, but there was nothing to see inside. It was just all sort of molten plastic holding bits together. Whereas these two, both of them, you can see through the gaps on the cogwheels, but there's a mechanism inside that holds it all together. So, you know, as far as Chinese copies go, it's okay. You know, if you know, if you're looking for something for the office, I'd be quite happy with that. If I'd probably, you know, if I was carrying one round every day, I'd probably want one like that, because it wouldn't attract so much sort of pocket lint and dust and stuff. Whereas the other one, because it's a matte finish, it you know, if you put it in your pocket, you know, if coins go in there or your keys, it's gonna, you know, maybe scratch the plastic. Whereas this one's got a glossy coating. It would probably work quite well as an everyday carry. But yeah, overall 6 out of 10 on the rip-off scale. So anyway, that's it. The next review will be of one of the cheap cubes, one of the really bad rip-offs, and then hopefully after that we'll have the bright coloured one, hopefully fairly soon, and we've got the translucent one, which haven't left China yet, but they are due to ship any day from China, and I've got one coming on high-speed delivery on 5-day term, so we should have that fairly soon. Anyway, sorry, I know this one's run on a bit, but comparing the two, I think it's been interesting. I hope this has given you some insight. I think if you go on eBay and buy, I think the chances are that 9 out of 10 of the ones on eBay are going to be this one, the red and black, rather than the higher quality black one that we looked at yesterday. So bear that in mind. The black one came from China, and I really can't give you the link at the moment. You know, it would be unfair to Antsy Labs. But if if they start dropping missing deadlines and stuff, you know, over the next few weeks, if they fail to still produce a production plan because they're not in production yet, then I will, you know, towards Christmas, post some links so people can get them in time for Christmas, for people they've promised have fidget cubes coming, and they can get the higher quality black one. Hopefully domestic terms on that point, but I can let you know, sellers and stuff. But for now, please don't ask, because I don't want to offend anyone by saying no. Anyway, thanks so much for watching again. I hope this has been insightful, and have a great day. Cheers.